Right, where does ninja magic come from, guys? Where does it come from? So in this video, I'm going to tell you that I don't know where ninja magic comes from. But because I don't know, doesn't mean we're not going to learn something in this video, okay? So if you're interested in Japanese magic, Japanese folklore, dark magic, get yourself a kiss. Try your girlfriend. Get yourself this, the dark side of Japan. I've got to have my door open so you can hear the cars, unfortunately, because my dog is in the garden. So I apologise for all the vans going past. It is the height of rush hour, and I live on one of the main roads through the countryside. Okay, so just before we get into that, Gabriel Rosser has sent me some cool patches from the 80s. He says he used to see these in the back of all the Ninja magazines. So I don't know if they're original or if they've been redone. I'm not sure. But Gabriel Rosser sent them to me just before I move. And Gabriel, I'm well aware of the amount that postage costs. Nowadays, I always look at the cost of postage. So I'm very grateful that you've sent that. I just sent something in the post today, and the cost of the post was far more than the cost of the product. It's getting ridiculous. So, right, where are we? So, the reason I bring Gabriel Rosser up and this is because he's one of the ones that commented it on one of my other videos, the same as Scott from Sengoku Studies, and they both come up with 2 points. And so my video was, are the Yamabushi and Ninja connected? Now, what we find is that Yamabushi deal with Shugendo. So Yamabushi, those who prostrate themselves in the mountain, deal with Shugendo. But other words come up like Nikkyo and like sort of esoteric Buddhism and hidden things and true word Shingon and all this sort of stuff. So people say, this is Buddhist magic, this is Shinto magic, this is Chinese Taoist magic, Onmyodo, and suddenly you get all these complex words which, even though you can understand them, there's so much hidden behind them that you're not quite sure. And one of my failings is not knowing enough about Japanese religion. It's really quite difficult and it's quite complex. So when we get these ninja spells, we have to realize, well, where are they from? And this creates a problem, because if you say it's definitely from Shugendo, what you find is that actually a lot of old Japan, everything was mixed together. So nowadays you have Shinto, and this is Shinto, and you go to a Shinto shrine, but that's actually mostly state Shinto, which was cleaned up. Originally, you didn't quite always have just Shinto, just Taoism, just Confucianism, just this. It was all fully integrated. So problem number one is Japanese religion is really mixed in the beginning. And problem number two is the shinobi magic we have only comes from the ninja scrolls. Now, I am a massive supporter of the ninja scrolls because I think they're absolutely real and fine. But one of the real sort of problems with them is that the magic doesn't really match. If you look at everything else, it all matches. It's not that it's been copied from each other, but it's like, this is the 5 types of spy, infiltrating by cutting a hole, you know, disguising yourself, burglary, tools, cutting through swords. It all replicates each other, and you all basically find that they're saying roughly the same things. But what they almost all differ on is the magic. And I can't understand why, if all them skills were passed on, then the magic, you think, would be very similar. Now, one of the things that we find is that the more popular a ninja scroll today, the more we believe that magic was practiced. So problem number one is the ninja scrolls were written down after the time of the ninja the ninja were popular. So it's really difficult, because in the 1500s people are using ninja, but it's all written down 100 years later. So the question becomes is, when, say, the Bansen Shukai, the Book of Ninja, becomes mega famous, and they use the spell of hiding inside of it, everyone's like, oh, the spell of hiding. Every book after that, 20th century book, has spell of hiding, spell of hiding, spell of hiding, this spell of hiding, and suddenly everybody thinks, oh, the ninja all use this spell of hiding. It's only found in 2 manuals. 2 that I'm aware of. I'm sure it's probably more, but from the top of my head, I think it's only majorly in 2 manuals. All the other stuff is different. When you go the Iga and Coco windmill magic, the mirror magic, there's lots of sort of gakures and things like that, all the different magics and hidden things. But it's because we see the most popular scroll today, we interpret that that's all the ninja did. And also, it might be that's not totally true. So, for example, in the Shoninki, I remember Serge Moll in his book Invisible Armor, he said that the stuff from the Shoninki came from another manual, the Shinobi Magic, which I've still got to follow up on. But actually, even though it's in the Shoninki, it's from Nato Ryu, and that is from a scroll called Gunbai Yoho. And in there, it doesn't even talk about Shinobi with that magic. And then, but later in the Shoninki, it says this is the magic for the Shinobi. So that then becomes a grammatical problem. The magic of the Shinobi means only Shinobi used it. It's the same as the ninja martial arts problem. Oh, what martial arts did ninja do? Kenjutsu. Therefore, if you do Kenjutsu, you're doing the same martial arts of a ninja. It's ninja martial arts. No, not really. So basically, because there was a magic spell that existed, a ninja said, I will use that because that is correct for my situation, because I pick from the broad array of spells. And then they use that and they say it's ninja magic. Not really, it's just magic used in a shinobi way. It's the same, and I always use this as an example of a grappling hook. A grappling hook. There's a Japanese grappling hook, okay? If you throw it on a roof and climb up, but there's 100 of you doing it, and you're shouting and screaming, burn the man, it's not ninjutsu. If you use the same hook, the very same hook, to go fishing with your nets, which most hooks from Japan are actually fishing hooks. I don't mean hooks to catch a fish. They grab nets on them, and you scour the ground and pull the nets up. Not ninjutsu. But if one man or two men climbing in secret and get down the other side, it's ninjutsu. It's the same with spells. Ninjas didn't really seem to have this collection of spells. There are things that help you hide. There are things that help you... So, for example, praying to Marishiten. So, Marishi is the sort of goddess, if you like, of the sort of brightness and the sun, and the idea it blinds the enemy. So, Shinobi might be like, I'll pray to that goddess because it blinds me. And you've also got Bishamon. So, it's not a case that there's a god for the ninja, and that god gives ninjas power. It's the fact that the gods are not specific to ninja or samurai or people. They're just gods, and they give the power through usually Buddhism, the power, and you invoke that god to give you the power, which is crazy strange because Buddhism really isn't about that. It's about enlightenment if you actually get down to Buddha's stuff. But they've incorporated these from, I think, Hinduism. You get a lot of Jainism, and there's other isms out there that I can't remember that were from that time, and it all gets rolled up with all the spells into Japan. And not only that, you then get all the folklore and the folk traditions get rolled up and just said Shinto. So what we have is a massive ball of mess. This is why I can openly tell you I really struggle with Japanese magic and religion, because it starts in India and it starts in Japan, and bit by bit these things get bigger. More and more people. So let's go. Indian snowball, Japanese snowball. Somebody starts. So old Shinto people, the Jomon period, Japanese are here. So Neolithic people are here, and Buddha's up here somewhere, and they start giving their information, and that starts rolling downhill. And as it rolls downhill, it gets a little bit more, and it becomes a big snowball rolling with complicated layers all inside it. And then out of nowhere comes David Hasselhoff. I don't know if you've ever seen that meme. Out of nowhere, David Hasselhoff. So out of this side then comes Chinese, Omyodo, Yin Yang, and that goes as well. And so you get these giant 3 snowballs that are just coming together. They're picking up Confucianism, Taoism, they're picking up Shintoism, they're picking up folklore. And you know what they do at the beginning? At the end, they smash together and make a right mess. And it's all bits are everywhere. There's bits of stuff everywhere. And then the shinobi take from that, and they take there, and they take there. And then from that, something becomes really popular in modern printing in the books, and we read it, and then we have got to go on a backwards journey through that, back up the hill, separate everything, and say, where did it come from? And I'm going to tell you, it's nigh on impossible, because they mixed it all together. You get stuff like, oh, that's Mikyo, that's Omyodo, that's Shintoism, that's this, and that. You're like, suddenly you find, actually, a lot of it doesn't come from that. It's taken from somewhere else because of this connection. So it is one of those things where my job is to make things for you as simple as possible, so I can pull everything together. But actually, sometimes with Japanese magic, picking something out and just saying this is from this, isn't the whole story, and it can't be simplified. So what I like to do is simplify things for you guys, but there's something called reductionism. Now, reductionism is to take things back to a level which is a little bit absurd, a bit too far simple. And I think if I did my job on Japanese magic at the ability I have, it would be misleading for you. It would be too absurd. You wouldn't get the correct impression. So even though at the end of this, my question is, where did ninja magic come from? My answer is open-heartedly and honestly is I don't know. But I can tell you where it started, and I can tell you it all crashed together. I can tell you it's a big mess. But what I can also say is that we have also messed up the story by really focusing on one or two bits of magic. Like, very few people in this ninja world, in the ninja community, ever talk about the windmill magic that I put into Secrets of the Shinobi, or whatever it is. Yeah, the Secret Traditions of the Shinobi, there it is. And I put the windmill magic from Koga and Ika. And by windmill, what I mean is they get some arrows in a circle with a line, and they put it up, and they do these spells. They put it down, put a mirror on it, cover it with leaves, and it's like no one speaks about it. No one. So, which is crazy because it's really, really good stuff, and and the only people who know about it are seriously people like Stephen Najiri. Stephen Najiri will go and talk about it. Probably Gabriel Rosser will discuss in it, and I'm not sure about Scott from Sengoku Period Studies. I don't know his ability on magic and religion, but he definitely knows his stuff, and he's a good channel. Go and see Sengoku Studies. So there you go, guys. So all I can say is to start yourself off. Obviously, I'm going to say this: the dark side of Japan. It at least lays out what I know, and gives you an idea of okay, this is what they are doing. But for you to jump into ninja stuff and say, that's Shingon and this, actually the story is far more difficult, and it's hopefully people like Gabriel Rosser, people like Scott from Sengoku Studies, and Nojiri who'll start unraveling that for us. But unfortunately, Gabriel Rosser has stopped uploading. Scott is just really starting his YouTube journey because he's really pushing now. He's been on for a while, but he's now going forward. And Stephen Nojiri rambles on for 17 hours before he gets to the point. I can do about 12 minutes, and I've told you pretty much everything. And Stephen would only just be on the introduction by now because he's a total idiot. And let's be honest, he is. No, I know Stephen very well, so we're all right. We can insult him. So it would be great if Stephen did a video and put it up on this channel, or even if Gabriel Rosser did a video and I put it up on this channel. It would be wonderful. Anybody, if you know about where this all comes from or how it all melded together, or at least give everyone a key to start unlocking it, that would be great. So a great thank you for Gabriel Rosser for these patches. Now, if you don't know, I am collecting everything on the Ninja, literally everything I can, and I hope to donate it all to a museum in the end in Japan with Gabriel Rosser's card. It'll all stay together, and the idea is to have the biggest collection of ninja stuff in the world. And so donations are very welcome. If you want to donate to me, please just email me at my website, natori.co.uk. But I am in the middle of a move, as you can see. I boxes up and things like that, which we're nearly there, guys. We're nearly there. Within weeks, I should be out of this house. So let's try. Right, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of that, where we should go from here, what we should do.